Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is hot off the presses, straight from Grenchen. It's the Breitling Chronomat Automatic 36, part of the redesign for 2026 Chronomat collection. The model in my hand, with a combination of rose gold, mother of pearl dial, and a gem set dial, is what they call the hero piece of the Chronomat Automatic 36 collection, and it is what its name suggests. 36 millimeters in diameter, a measure at 10 millimeters thick, super compact, at 39.5 millimeters lug to lug. We'll throw it on my wrist because it will fit on my wrist, even though it's probably designed for smaller wrists than mine. My wrist is 36 centimeters in circumference. Perhaps mother of pearl and diamonds won't be to all tastes, but I can easily imagine a man buying one of the 36 millimeter variants from this collection without the MOP and the diamonds. It's super flat with a sloped bezel. It will easily slide under a cuff. Bracelets and straps are available. You can see this one features steel and rose gold. The retail for this is going to be $12,200, but remember, it's the hero piece. Other versions of the Automatic 36 will cost less. I'd recommend this for a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference. So this is for him, it's for her, it's for everyone. Taking a quick look now, this is not a dive watch. The bezel does not rotate, the crown is not a screw down. It is still 100 meters water resistant, however. The basic shape is that of the modern era chronomat, which for practical purposes starts its history in 1984. Of course, at Breitling, the Chronomat name goes back to the early 40s, but the design standards here, the tonneau-like case, the rider tabs on the bezel, and the Rouleaux bracelet, those are elements that date to the 1980s. A couple things to note here. The Rouleaux bracelet is back, but one of the big changes for 2026 is that it's now fully integrated. Maybe not in the Royal Oak sense that it's screwed on with bars. A spring bar is still used, but from the top there are no visible lug horns, whereas on the previous Chronomat the bracelet would slot in between the lug horns. Now we have full integration. Thin, fine, better ergonomics than in past versions. We still have the Rouleaux bracelet, though you can see removable links are no longer pins and bars. Here we have a screw-fixed set of removable links. We also have a number of elements, including micro adjustments built into a much more upscale clasp, and you'll find that that system is present on both sides. You just slide this link sideways and it releases a 2 millimeter micro adjustment. So you have 2 times 2, 4 millimeters of total adjustment. Taking a quick look at the inside of the clasp, it feels much more upscale and proprietary than what was available previously on Chronomats. This is a piece that feels custom made for Breitling. Branded with double deploying action, it's got a twin trigger release, so it's going to stay secure. It can't pop open inadvertently. You can see we have a combination of polish and satin on these individual links, which are relatively thin in profile. They feel great, silky almost. Tonneau-style case with polish and satin for contrast. We have the onion-style crown that's characteristic of the Chronomats, but we don't have a crown guard structure. It would look out of place on this elegant model. Taking a look at the bezel, you can see the rider tabs don't feature numerical calibrations, partly because the bezel doesn't turn. We do have a distinction between satin and polish. Dial, white mother of pearl, rose gold hands indices and Breitling logo. We have gems set outboard of the indices. Let's take a quick look and reckon with the luminescent qualities here. You can see we have all 3 hands loomed, no shortage of luminescence. Taking a look at the date, we have a couple of setting modes here. We've got a hacking function, so you could stop everything and set the watch to a reference time. And then we've also got a quick set mechanism if you wish to rapidly set the date, should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month. The timepiece is versatile. Turning it all over, you can't see the movement, there's nothing to see here, but you can see that it is a certified Swiss chronometer. The movement is a Swiss chronometer, properly speaking. The movement is what they call the caliber 10. So caliber 10 is either an ETA 2892A2 in chronometer spec or a Sellita SW300 in chronometer spec. Those movements are equivalent, they're built to the same design. Bidirectional automatic winding, 4 Hz beat rate, 42-hour power reserve, quick set hacking, and yes, this is the chronometer grade of those 2 technically equivalent movements built on the same architecture, so there is a lot to love. And again, this is the hero piece of the Automatic 36s. So if you have interest, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.